Good evening. I'm here to ask you one simple question. Is it physical or is it digital? Which is it going to be? Now, I beg that most of us will have a wee bit of a combination of the two. It's not going to be one completely because you can't get all games on a physical medium. But I've been seeing a lot of talk about this recently. A lot of folk whinging and whining about, oh, the digital one's better, or no, the disc release physicality version's better. I'm here to weigh on the subject and give you my 2 pence. Alright, good. Now, there are many benefits to physical releases. There are also some benefits to digital releases. I personally am more of a physical being, you know. I like my discs coming in a box and I get to open that box and new game smell. It is gorgeous. It's like getting that new motor and you get in and it's got that new car smell, or when you freshly spark up a cigarette and boom, you get that beautiful 5 seconds of effervescent burning. That's what a new game, physical new game is to me. Now, I tend to find that physical games are a hell of a lot cheaper than digital ones. For whatever reason, I don't really know, but that's just the way it seems to be these days. Go to Amazon, get a game like Call of Duty, $45.99, $47.99. Go to the PSN or Xbox stores, $54.99. What the fuck is that all about? Why is it 7, 10, some cases 20 quid dearer than the actual physical version? There's no production costs to be had for the manufacturing of the boxes, the discs, whatever wee bits of paper you put inside it. Load of shite. I'm trying to convince folk not to buy so much off these stores because they're getting ripped off blind. Absolutely fucking ripped off blind, and they don't see it. They're just, oh, the convenience, you know, I pay for the convenience. No, you're being ripped off. You try to tell me you couldn't pay £80 a year for an Amazon Prime subscription, get all your games next day delivery, save yourself 20 quid a game. The money you save would pay for Amazon and more than likely, and depending how many games you buy a year. I think the average is like 5, so if it's 5 full price games, you're going to save something. Unless it's in a sale in the PSN or Xbox store. If it's in a sale, go, batter in. I do it from time to time as well. I'll buy some digital games that don't get physical releases, which is very annoying, but I've sort of learned to hang back because some of them have, like Remnant from the Ashes. I thought I quite fancy playing that. It's only in digital though. And about 4 or 5 months later, the physical version came out and I was like, I'll have that, right, thank you. Turns out that the game is not really my cup of tea, but here we are. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. And it's happened a few times. There was a game, it was very like XCOM, it was like mutant something, and you were like a duck and a pig and a human. It was weird. And that came out in physical 3 or 4 months later, so hang back, don't buy them straight away. You might be surprised if you want to collect the disc. Yeah, I know it's not quite the same as getting a full game. You don't get the full game because honestly the discs aren't big enough to hold all the high resolution textures and all that fancy jazzy jobby jizzabobba shite. That's why games like Red Dead Redemption 2 came with 2 Blu-rays, because it was over 100 gig. Over 100 fucking gig. I'll never get over that. Gears of War 4 was the same, that was like 120 gig, and I thought, what the fuck for? Mostly multiplayer shite. I do think these developers need to start letting us install the single player stuff and ignore the multiplayer stuff if we want, because quite frankly, fuck that. Still on my fucking hard drive as well. I might delete it, but then again I might play it again. Now I know folk bought the digital versions of the Xbox and PS5. I was trying to convince folk not to get them, but it's 100 quid less, fair enough, that's quite a saving, but when you factor in that most 4K Blu-ray players, because it is a 4K Ultra HD player you get in these machines, which is nothing to be sniffed at, they're still very expensive. I just had a wee look on Amazon there and it was like £300, £150, £140, so you're still out of money, quite frankly. They should have knocked 150 quid off the price. Alright, the Xbox SS isn't the same, you know, fidelity as the SX and the 5, but you get the point, it's still no cheap. But you can't play any Blu-rays on the SS because it's digital only. See if that had a fucking Blu-ray player in it, even just a normal Blu-ray player at this point, it would have been a benefit. Never mind. Never mind, son. You're not buying one of them anyway, you prick. Everybody else is, but not this jovial prick. So the other benefits is the convenience of the beast. The convenience of just being able to go onto a store from the comfort of your own living room, order a game, download it. Robert's your father's brother, Bob's your uncle, there you go, boom. You've just been fleeced and you've just humped your bandwidth because you've downloaded a full game rather than an update. So I get most games have day one update, that's fine. Even if a game goes out of print, you tend to find that the update doesn't disappear from the servers, just in case people, have these games and want to play them again. Even if they did disappear, you could get a wee laugh if it's a really broken game, There's always value to be had somewhere with a physical version. There's a lot of value with digital, but you can't resell it, you can't loan it, you can't do any of that good, old-fashioned shit. That's just me. Maybe it's just me and I'm just being an old crabbit bastard. Probably. But we are being ripped off through price. There's no denying it. Digital media, 9 times out of 10, is more expensive than physical, and that's a problem that I really have with it. Nothing to do with game preservation. Not every game needs to be preserved. You look at the Division, the Destiny, fucking Fallout 76. Does anybody want to preserve Fallout 76? No, and you shouldn't, because it's dog shit. So there are disposable games, in my opinion. They'll make a new one in a few years. You'll move on. You'll just play the new one. It's just it's a shooting gallery. It's a pretty shooting gallery, okay? And I do enjoy them. But when the Division 2 comes out, are you going to go back to the Division 1 if you've already finished it? Highly unlikely, because you just went for the shooting gallery. Now, unless they fundamentally change the way the game plays, you're going to go to the new one and forget about the old one. Because I don't know what the story for the Division 1, 2, whatever, I don't know what's going on. All I know is virus unleashed by dollar bills, bad guys kill, that's it. What more do you need to know? You need to save people every now and again, but my point is they're disposable. Use once and destroy, or whatever. Just buy physical media. I know you need to keep it. I know you need to keep it stored somewhere, and that's not always attractive for people. So the digital one makes more sense, but you can always get rid of the boxes. Look, these games aren't worth fuck after you buy them. Unless you trade them in a few days after you buy them. Like, well, you could finish a Call of Duty game quite quickly, I reckon. But you can't do that with a digital copy. You can't even get a fucking refund. I mean, Steam have just started doing refunds, but you need to play within a 2-hour time span, and you have to do it within the first 2 weeks. So you can't finish the game and then just send it back to them. They'd make no money otherwise, because everybody would be doing that, wouldn't they? So you have to wait for dirt price sales, and they don't happen all that often on the consoles, because, well, the console people are fucking greedy. That's just the size of it. You will occasionally get a game that will come down to about 3 or 4 quid, but that could take quite a long time, you understand. So physical for me is the way to go personally, but that's just me, and I'm just an old guy, and I'm just whittling on a load of old pish, and you've just sat listening to me whittle on a load of old pish. Is it physical? Is it digital? For me, it is a mix, but I will always choose physical if I get the option. Fact, not fiction, because I'll probably pay less in fucking money and internet bandwidth and time. Good night.